Hello, my name is Bree Weed, and today we'll be talking about elder abuse. Elder abuse is an umbrella term referring to any knowing, intentional, or negligent act by a caregiver or any other person that causes harm or a serious risk of harm to any vulnerable adult. Here are some statistics on how prevalent elder abuse is. Between 1 and 2 million Americans aged 65 or older have been injured, exploited, or otherwise mistreated by someone whom they depend on for care or protection. The overall reporting of financial exploitation suggests that there are 5 million financial abuse victims a year, totaling to be at least $2.6 billion annually. A statistic states that for every one case of elder abuse that is reported, there are 5 more that go unreported. And the problem is, the numbers are only increasing. There are 8 different types of elder abuse: physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, exploitation, negligence, self-negligence, healthcare fraud, and abandonment. Physical abuse is to use force to threaten or physically injure a vulnerable elder. Emotional abuse is to use verbal attacks, threats, rejection, isolation, or belittling acts that cause or could cause mental anguish, pain, or distress to an older adult. Sexual abuse is sexual contact that has been forced, tricked, threatened, or otherwise coerced upon a vulnerable elder, including anyone who is unable to grant consent to have sex. Exploitation includes theft, fraud, misuse, or neglect of authority, and use of undue influence as a way to gain control over an older person's money or property. Healthcare fraud includes the unethical treatment from doctors, nurses, hospital personnel, and other professional care providers. It also includes not providing the correct care, under or over medicating, or even Medicare fraud. Neglect is when a caregiver's failure or refusal to provide for a vulnerable elder's safety, physical, or emotional needs. Self-neglect is the inability to understand the consequences of one's own actions or inactions which may lead to harm or endangerment. Abandonment is a desertion of a frail or vulnerable elder by anyone with a duty of care for an older adult. Signs of possible abuse include when the elder is unkept, soiled, withdrawn, fearful, crying, dehydrated, malnourished, has poor skin care, and unpaid bills when money used to be present. A mandated reporter is one who is required by law to report reasonable suspicion of abuse. Mandated reporters are social workers, teachers, healthcare workers, child care providers, law enforcement, and mental health professionals. Now that you have learned about what elder abuse is, if you see, hear, or suspect abuse going on, it is your duty to report it. If the elder is in immediate danger, please call 911 and let the authorities take over. There are 2 government agencies that deal with elder abuse. The first is the Adult Protective Service. They look into reported suspicion of abuse in your community. The next is the Long-Term Care Ombudsman. It's a social service program that receives complaints of neglect from someone living in a long-term care facility. I hope you've learned a lot about elder abuse today. Thank you for watching.
Created using Powtoon.